Hello and welcome to your hip mobility yoga flow. So when you're ready, come join me on your mat and we'll get started with our short meditation. So taking your comfortable seat, however that may be, finding length through your spine and relaxing the shoulders down your back. Slight tuck of the chin and gently closing your eyes. Let's begin with a slow deep breath together. Inhale slowly, deeply through your nose. And gently let that go. 2 more. Inhale slowly. And release. 1 more time. Inhale deeply through the nose. And gently let it go. And then allowing your breath to come back to its natural rhythm. And allow your breath to breathe its own pace for a moment. And just simply observe. Watch your breath. Feel the breath gently come and go. Giving your body a moment to pause. And a moment for your mind to slow down and quieten. And just simply observing your natural breath here still. And if the mind wanders, gently coming back to the breath. Take a moment to enjoy the stillness. And then when you're ready, let's take another deep inhale. Let it go. And then gently blink your eyes open. And we'll get started. So we'll start really nice and simple. And we'll get straight into our cat-cows. So coming into your tabletop position to begin, we're on the hands and knees. And we'll move through some rounds of our cat-cows just to warm up the spine before we move into our hips. So on our inhale, we'll lift the tailbone up to the ceiling, belly draws down to the mat, and we lift the chest and chin. Exhale, tucking your tailbone and rounding the spine, bringing your chin to the chest. Inhale from the tailbone, waving back up your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Exhale, tucking the tailbone, rounding your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Keep going. Inhale to wave up the spine. Exhale to round. 2 more times. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to round. Last time. Inhale, rolling up the spine, lifting the chest and chin. Exhaling, rounding, chin to the chest. Inhale to come back to your neutral tabletop. Let's warm up the wrists a little bit whilst we're here, and we'll just start to make some circles. So circling out your body, and we'll naturally make some circles in the wrists as we do this. And we can be mindful of these circles. Perhaps we start small and gradually get bigger. Whatever feels good here for you. And then reversing our circles, take your circles the other direction. You may also feel these circles in your hips and your knees. Keep going. Let's just do 2 more circles in this direction. Last one. And then coming back to your neutral tabletop. Let's come into our hips. I'll start on my left leg, so I'll lift up my left knee and I'll start to circle that knee out to the side, making our nice big knee circles. And just being mindful of our alignment here. So we want to stay nice and firm in our tabletop foundations. Try to avoid bending in the elbows and dipping. 1 more circle this way. And then let's reverse the circles, take them the other direction. One more circle. Beautiful. Bring that left knee down and come to your right side. Lift up the right knee and start to make those nice big circles. Opening up the right hip. 2 more circles this direction. And then again, we'll reverse the circles. Take them the other way. One more circle. And then we can bring that right knee down. Come back to your left side. Hover the left shin just above your mat. And as we exhale, we'll open that left knee out to the side. And as we inhale, we'll lower and hover the shin just above the mat. Continue with these knee wipers. Exhale, open. Inhale to hover. We've got 3 more. Exhale, open. Inhale to hover. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Last one, we'll hold it. Exhale, open the knee and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Lower that knee back down. Coming to your right side. Hovering the shin. And on your exhale, opening the knee to the side. Inhale to hover. Keep going. Exhale. Inhale. 3 more. Exhale, lifting that knee. Inhale to hover. 2 more to go. Exhale. Inhale. 1 more. We'll hold it. Exhale, lift and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Lower that knee. Back down. Take it back to a child's pose for a moment. However you like to take a child's pose here. And maybe whilst we're here in our child's, we'll just release the wrist for a moment. We can roll out those wrists. Maybe give those fingers a good wiggle. Or perhaps just finding stillness in your child's pose here. Whatever feels good again. One more breath. On your next inhale, we'll slowly, gently come back up to our tabletop position. We'll do another mobility exercise on our hands and knees. So extend your left leg out to the side so it's in line with the left hip. And we'll do those rocks backwards and forwards. So as we exhale, we can rock the body back, sink the hips down towards the right heel. And as we inhale, we can gently come back up to our tabletop. Keep flowing with the breath. Exhale, sink the hips back until you feel that good stretch in your inner thigh and hip. Inhale to come back up. 3 more times. Exhale, sink. Inhale to lengthen. 2 more. Exhaling. And inhaling. Last one. Exhale, sinking your hips back. Feel that stretch. Inhale to come back up. We can bring that left knee back to the mat. I'm just going to swivel myself around. Extend your right leg out to the side in line with your hip again. And when you're ready, as we exhale, we'll sink the hips back until we feel a good stretch in that inner right thigh and hip. And inhale to come back up to your neutral tabletop. Keep going. Exhale, sink it back. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, rocking back. Inhale, tabletop. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, sink. Inhale, lengthen. Last one. Inhale, sink the hips back. And inhale, come back up to your tabletop and bring your right knee back to your center. We can then tuck the toes under, lift our hips up to our first downward facing dog. And we can take a moment here to paddle the feet and stretch the legs out. Move your body whichever way feels good here. Just giving those feet a good paddle to release any tightness and stiffness in the backs of those legs. Then on your next exhale, gently bend into your knees, lower the knees back down to your mat, untuck the toes, and come up onto your knees/shins for a moment. From here, we can step our left foot forwards, coming into our low lunge. And it's up to you today whether we have a short low lunge, or maybe we have some space in this right hip to gently sink into this lunge a bit. Wherever we are in our lunge today is exactly where we're supposed to be. And take some deep breaths. Maybe using your exhales to sink a little bit deeper into your lunge if that feels nice. One more breath. As we exhale, we can bring the hands down to the mat. As we inhale, we'll lengthen through this front leg. We can walk the hands with us till we come into our half split. Just check we have this knee in line with the hip. And this left leg can be extended, or maybe we have a slight bend in this knee today. Again, just listening to your body. So long as we can flex those toes up towards the tip of our nose. That's the main thing. And we can either stay here in stillness and breathe, or maybe we like to gently sway the hips side to side here, just to target those different angles, if that feels good. We're always listening to your body. Every day our bodies feel slightly different, so sometimes we don't need to go as far as we do. And then let's flow with our breath again. So as we exhale, sink back into your low lunge. Open that right hip. And as we inhale, we'll lengthen back into our half splits. We'll do 2 more. Exhale, sink into your lunge. Inhale, lengthen, half split. Last round. Exhale, sinking into your lunge. Inhale, lengthen back to your half split. Flex those toes up. And just to come back, we'll exhale, sink back into our lunge. Plant the palms to your mat, and we can step back that left foot to our tabletop. Tuck your toes under and lift the hips back up to your downward facing dog, and we can paddle the feet again to stretch the legs. Maybe notice your left leg feeling a little different compared to your right side. Perhaps your left side feels a bit more open, a bit warmer, a bit looser. And to balance out the sides, we can exhale, gently bend into your knees, lower the knees down, untuck the toes, come back up onto your shins. And this time we'll step the right foot through, coming back to our low lunge. Whether we have our short one today, or maybe we can sink into that left hip a bit as well. And taking your nice, generous, deep breaths. We can use our exhales to maybe sink a little bit more into this low lunge. Keep the shoulders relaxed down. One more breath. Exhaling, we can bring the hands back down to the mat, and we'll flow with the breath again. So as we inhale, we'll lengthen through the leg and come into our half split. Let's actually hold here for a breath, So holding here in our half split, again, we can either find stillness or maybe taking some gentle sways off the hip and leg, side to side, just to target those different angles. Maybe it feels quite tight in the leg today. Remember, we can have a micro bend in the knee. And after we've had a good little shimmy side to side, or maybe we've enjoyed stillness, let's flow again. So as we exhale, sink back into your low lunge. As we inhale, lengthen through the leg, come back to your half split. Exhale, low lunge. 2 more times. Inhale to lengthen. We can walk the hands back, half splits. Exhale, sink it back to your lunge. 1 more time. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, sinking back to your lunge. We can plant the palms to the mat. And then step back the right foot back to your tabletop. Tuck the toes under. And again, we'll lift the hips back up to our downward facing dog. We can paddle the feet here to stretch those legs. Hopefully we're feeling a bit more balanced between the sides now. Hopefully both of the legs are feeling nice and warm and open. And then on our next inhale, shift your weight into a plank. As we exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin down to the mat so that we come to lie on our bellies. We can make a pillow with the hands, bring the forearms in front, make a pillow with your hands. We can rest the head on here. Bending into your right knee, we'll bring that knee out to the side in line with your hip. And then we can bring our forehead to rest on our pillow. Or maybe if we feel like a deeper stretch in the hip today, we can come up onto the forearms instead. So whatever feels good here for you, whether you feel restful today, we can make our pillow. Or maybe you like to come up onto the forearms. Wherever we are is enough today. Take those slow, deep breaths into your right hip. One more breath. And let's add those heel raises. So take your gaze to your right heel. And as we exhale, we'll lift that heel up off the ground as high as we can. And as we inhale, we'll slowly, with control, lower the heel back down. We'll do that 2 more times. Exhale, lift the heel off, maybe a little bit higher this time. Inhale, slowly, back down. Last one. Exhale, lifting the heel, maybe even higher this time. Inhale to lower it back down. Beautiful. Lengthen that right leg down. I'll just swivel myself around so you can see. But we can bend into the left knee, bring it out to the side in line with your hip. And whether we stay on the forearms or again, we can make our pillow and we can rest. The choice is yours. Wherever we are, taking the deep breaths into your left hip. One more breath. And then let's add those nice heel raises again. So bring your gaze and your attention to your left foot and heel. As we exhale, lifting that heel up off the ground as high as you can. And inhale to slowly lower it back down with control. 2 more. Exhale, lifting that heel maybe a little bit higher this time. Inhale to gently lower it back down. Last one. Exhale, lift, reaching that heel even higher if we can. Inhale, slowly, gently. Lower that leg back down. Lengthen that left leg down to your mat. Make the pillow with your hands to rest your forehead. And we'll just give the booty a shake side to side for a moment. Just gently wiggle your body side to side. Release the hips. Then from here, bring your palms underneath your shoulders. And as you exhale, press it back to a child's pose of your choosing. However you like to take a child's pose here. Just take a moment to
Pause and enjoy this stillness. Reconnect to the breath if the mind has wandered. One more breath. On our next inhale, bringing your fingertips under the shoulders and pressing into them so we come to sit on the heels. Let's find our way to sit, and we'll bring our legs into our 90-90 position. So just give yourself a moment to find a comfortable 90-90 with your legs. So I have my right leg forward, but it's up to you which side you start on. We'll do both sides, so it doesn't matter. So whether you have the shin in line with the short side of the mat, or maybe we tuck the heels in towards the glutes and the pelvis, that's absolutely fine. Whatever feels good for those knees today. Let's start with the hands down. So as we inhale, we'll lift up the knees. And as we exhale, we'll slowly transition to the other side. We'll do that again. Inhale, lift the knees. Walk across the sit bones, and exhale, we'll come back to the start. Maybe we take the hands off this time. Inhale, lifting the knees, and slowly exhaling, transitioning over to the other side. Let's do a couple more. Inhale, lift the knees, and exhale, gently take it back to the start. Let's do one more round. Inhale, lifting your knees. Exhale, taking it down. One more to come back to the top. Inhale, lifting the knees. Exhale to transition. Let's just take it back to the other side. So we can inhale, lift the knees. Exhale to transition to the back of your mat. And we'll hold it here. We can bring the fingers down to the mat if that helps support us here. And we'll do those heel raises again. So bring your awareness, your attention to this back heel. And as you exhale, we'll lift that heel up off the ground so we feel that in the hip here, in our right hip. Inhale to slowly lower it back down. Two more. Exhale, reach that heel. Inhale, lower it back. We've got one more. Exhale, lift and reach as high as you can. Inhale, gently lower it back down. Beautiful. On your next inhale, lift up through the knees and exhale to transition back to the front. And we'll bring our gaze to the foot that's behind us again. And as we exhale, we'll lift the heel up off the ground. Feel that in your left hip and thigh. Inhale to lower it back down. Two more times. Exhale, lift the heel. Inhale to lower it back down. Last one. Exhale, lift. And inhale, gently lower it back down. And then we can just gently release the legs. Bring yourself out of this 90-90 position and lengthen your legs out. Maybe we give the legs a nice shake here. Great. Beautiful. Let's work those hip flexors a little bit more, and then we'll finish with some lay down stretches. So we'll bend into our right knee. Bring that knee into the chest, give it a nice hug, and hook onto that knee with your hands. Flexing your left toes up so that the leg is nice and engaged, our left leg. As we exhale, we'll lift that heel up off the mat and inhale to slowly, slowly lower it back down. Two more times. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower it back down. Last one. Exhale. Inhale, lower it. Beautiful work. We'll switch the legs. Lengthen that right leg down. Bend into your left knee. Give that knee a nice big hug and hook on with those fingers. Flexing your right toes up. On your exhale, lifting that heel off the ground and inhale to slowly lower it back down. Two more. Exhale, reach. Inhale to lower. Last one. Exhale, lift off. Inhale, lowering it back down. Whew. Lengthen that left leg out. Give both of your legs a good wiggle. Roll out the ankles and flex point your toes as well. Great. And then let's come down to lying for some nice lay down stretches. So just casually help yourself come down onto your back and bring the knees into the chest for a nice big hug. Maybe we take a rock side to side and massage the back. And we can stretch it out now after all that hard work we've done. So let's bring the soles of the feet back down to the mat. Knees are bent and together. As we exhale, we'll let the knees open out to the sides. The soles of the feet come together and we come to rest in our supine bound angle. Slight tuck of the chin. And resting either your arms by the sides of the body, palms face up, or maybe you like to rest one hand on the belly, one hand on your heart space. We can close the eyes down or maybe soften your gaze. Tune back in to those precious deep breaths. A couple more breaths. One last breath. As we exhale, we can use the hands to gently guide the knees back together. We can then walk the feet to the edges of the mat and we'll do those nice wipers with the knees side to side, just nice and gently. Take the knees side to side, massaging your lower back, your sacrum, and your hip joints. A real nice gentle sway. We don't need to rush here. We'll do one more sway each side. We'll make this next one our last sway. Then after your last sway, we can bring the knees into the chest for another nice big hug. Maybe we rock side to side again, massage the back. And then let's finish with a happy baby. So keep your knees into the chest and just show the soles of your feet to the ceiling or sky. And then holding on to either the ankles, the backs of the knees or the calves, or maybe even your feet. Bring the knees out to the sides of your body and gently pull them in towards the armpits. And enjoy this nice deep hip opener. We can either stay in stillness or maybe we like to sway side to side. We can rock it side to side like a happy baby. Maybe even treating yourself to a smile here. Remembering to find the joy in the practice that you do. Find joy in moving your body in these ways. How lucky and grateful we are to be able to move our bodies in these ways. Just appreciating your abilities, giving yourself a pat on the back for a job well done today. One more deep breath. As we exhale, we can hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself one last hug, one last rock side to side, and any other last movements here for you. If there's a particular stretch or movement that your body is calling for here, we can take a moment to just move the body in any which way. Get a little intuitive. What would feel good for you and your body here? And after we've had a good wriggle, let's come to our Savasana. We can come to lie on our backs. And we'll start by making some space between the legs. Let your feet, ankles and calves open out to the sides. Allow some space between your arms and the sides of the body. Palms face up and the fingers come to their natural curl. Slight tuck of your chin and gently closing your eyes down. Let's begin with a slow deep breath again. Inhale through the nose. And gently let it go. Gently allow the breath to come back to its natural rhythm. Allow your breath to breathe itself. Just like we did at the beginning, we'll simply watch the breath come and go. And then let's take a moment to bring our awareness into our physical bodies. And using your mind's eye, do a little mental scan of your body and notice, are you holding tension anywhere? Do you feel any pain or discomfort in your body? Maybe we're gripping in your thighs. Maybe you're tensing in your stomach or pressing the head into the mat. Wherever you feel tension or some sort of sensation in your body, breathing into that space. Sending your breath swirling all around that tension as we inhale. And exhaling that tension away. Allowing that tension to melt away a little bit more with each exhale that we take. And as we relax that space, so does the rest of our bodies relax. Melting all of your muscles and bones into the earth beneath you. Completely letting go. Gently unclenching your jaw. Allowing your tongue to fall from the roof of your mouth. And softening that space in between your eyebrows. Soften the forehead. Our whole bodies are relaxed. Feeling held and supported by the ground beneath you. And with every exhale, we let go and sink into the ground a little bit more. When you feel like your body is nice and relaxed, gently guide your awareness back to your breath, your natural breath. And stay focused with the breath here. If your mind wanders, gently guide yourself back to the breath. we can gently start to deepen our inhales and exhales. We can start to wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers, maybe gently rock the head side to side. Let's bring in some gentle movements in the body to wake it back up. And still with the eyes closed, gently rolling over onto one side of your body, whichever side is calling to you today, coming into your fetal position. You can make a pillow with your hands and bend the knees. And just take a moment here to enjoy stillness. And with your eyes still closed, that we can slowly and gently help ourselves come back to a comfortable seated position. Nice slow, staggered movements, just casually coming back to our comfortable seat. However you like to sit, we find some length through the spine, shoulders relax down the back, slight tuck of your chin, and resting the hands on your knees or maybe together in the lap. Let's take a moment to finish with our gratitude practice. Most importantly, take a moment here to be grateful for yourself. Be grateful for showing up on your mat today, giving your mind, body, and spirit some movement medicine. Being grateful for the ways that you've moved your body this morning and the things that your body is capable of. We often take our bodies for granted, so appreciate yourself here. Be grateful for your health and the things that you can do, physically and mentally. And anything else that we may feel grateful for today, let's take a moment for that here, whatever it is. Make a nice list of all those things we can be grateful for today. And then let's release that gratefulness with our deep breath. Inhale slowly, deeply through the nose. And release with an exhale sigh. Releasing all your gratefulness into the universe. We can then bring the palms together in prayer in front of the chest and bow the head down. And when you're ready, we can gently blink the eyes back open and lift the head. Namaste. Beautiful practice as always. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a lovely day.